What's up, guys? Alright, today I'm going to be talking to you about visas in the United States. Because there's a program that allows 50,000 people into the country every year from countries that aren't represented well in the United States. This is something that was made in 1990, and it is relevant that you know that the current administration in the United States is trying to get rid of this. However, people have tried to get rid of it in the past and failed. So that could be good. But for now, it still exists, and I'm going to tell you how it works, all right? So, if you're listening to this, obviously, this is mostly for my overseas viewers, like those of you in Morocco, other countries. If you've ever been interested in trying to get a green card, there are ways for you to do that. And I want to make sure that I can make this clearer for you guys so you understand how the program works, okay? So, first off, we need to determine eligibility. Because not just anybody can do it, but honestly, most people are eligible if you're from a certain country, right? So there's two main requirements. One is like your education or work, and the other is the country that you're from. And there's some complications to like, if you're from one country that's not eligible, but your parent or your spouse is from a country that is eligible, you can claim that country, so you can work around it. So just because you're not born in this country, doesn't mean you can't do it, but first, let's get to that list, all right? So these are all of the countries that are eligible for this program. In Africa, got a bunch of different countries, tons of them, Morocco being one of them. Asia, here's the list of Asian countries. Here are the European countries. And here are the North American and South American countries, of which Nicaragua is one of them. For my Nicaraguan friends. So if you are from a country on this list, that means that you're technically eligible for the country part. Okay? So, the other thing that you need to know is the education requirement. Because you need to be from a country that isn't sending tons and tons and tons of people to the US every year, right? Like a country like Mexico or England, lots of people go to the US, so it's different, all right? That being said, you will also need to have a high school diploma or its equivalent in your country, okay? So this is like primary school and secondary school. College would be in addition to this. So you need to at least have that or have some kind of certification that like you have 2 years of experience from a job that took 2 years of training to be able to get, right? And so there's a database you can look at called Labor's ONET Online Database to determine if your work experience qualifies. But if you have finished your high school education, then you're eligible. And just for reference, if this was me, I'm not eligible for this. Like, I got a GED, which is a equivalent of a high school diploma, but it's actually not recognized by this program. So, as far as they're concerned, I'm not educated enough to come into the United States. Just so you know. But you guys probably are, if you finished high school. It's good stuff. Alright. So, you gotta be from one of these countries, and you have to have basically finished high school. Or your equivalent, so primary, secondary school. This is the schooling that lasts until age 18 in general. You finish that, then that means that you're eligible to submit an entry. And hear me out here. It is free to enter, to register for this program. The reality is the chance of you getting selected is very low. And say that you do get selected, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to get into the country, okay? Because at this point, you then have to go do an interview, and you have to now go through the visa process, but you're going to be eligible for it because of your acceptance through this program. And this is how a lot of people get into the country, and it's not something that you can plan on happening. But if you register for this every year, for the next 10, 15 years, it's not unheard of to get lucky, you know? And obviously, the situation in the States might change. The reality is the government in the States right now hates immigrants. And honestly, it's one of the reasons I'm, like, trying to get out of the country. I don't I don't relate to the mentality of a lot of people here. It's frustrating. Like, America was created by immigrants. We literally are immigrants. Everybody that I grew up with was the children of an immigrant. And, like, to hear all of the shit that the government talks about immigrants, like it knows anything about, like when people have hardship and they need to get away from that, they have this appreciation for opportunity and for life that most Americans just don't have. And it really, like, hurts my core to hear how much our current government hates immigration. It really deeply disturbs me, and I don't want to get too politically into that, but I want to do this video just because, you know, this is still eligible, and you can only enter this program for the next, like, 30 days. And again, it doesn't cost anything to submit it, or to submit into the program. If you get selected, then you will have to pay, it's like $300 to apply for the visa at that point. But once you've been selected, you're much more likely to actually get accepted versus if you enter and you just never get accepted in the first place and you go try and apply for a visa then. This is a way that you can get into the country. And it's something that I actually didn't even know about. So I wanted to do this and talk about it a little bit more, okay? And there is some more stuff you need to know if you're actually going to apply. Like, you have to submit a photo, and you have to submit information about, like, your family. If you have children, you have to put photos of them. You have to give a lot of information. But as long as you follow the steps and you can go to this website and figure out what all that is, I strongly encourage you to apply. Like, if the American dream is something that you're interested in, like, just apply to this program every year. You know, don't think anything's gonna come of it, but who knows, man? Sometimes really unexpected things happen in this world. I wish you the best of luck, okay? If you need any of the links, just check them out in the video description. See you guys next time. Ciao.